About 10 days ago, he was serving a sentence in Jilin prison in Jilin province, northeast of China. There was an incident where a North Korean defector escaped from prison. It was reported by foreign media such as the Washington Post and CNN in the US. Search terms related to this incident on the Chinese site Weibo garnered 22 million views. Chinese authorities have launched an arrest operation and a bounty of 150,000 yuan to any informant for any information that can lead to his arrest. In US dollars, the bounty is around 2,500. This money is said to be 5 times the average income of the people of Jilin province. Today's topic is the case of the Jilin prison escape. The incident became a hot topic when a video was released. The said North Korean defector climbed onto the roof of the van and found an object believed to be a rope. He used the object to damage high voltage fence installed on the wall of the prison. He then climbed up the iron fence as other prisoners and guards looked on, and then he disappeared behind a high fence. The police immediately blocked all the entrances to the nearby villages. A house search was conducted, but it seems that he will not be easily caught. So, who is this prisoner who escaped? Let's take a look at his identity. The prisoner's name is Joo Hyeon-geon. He was born in 1982, so he is 39 years old. He's a mine worker from the North Hamgyong province. In 2013, he moved to Tumen, close to the Chinese border. He broke into houses and robbed locals of various valuables. He committed a total of 3 robberies that included $230 in cash, cell phones, and other items. He also allegedly stole 6 packs of cigarettes, clothes, and sneakers. Busted by an elderly lady in the last house, he attacked the lady and stabbed her several times with a weapon. He then fled in a taxi before being caught a few hours later. In 2014, a court in Jilin province, China found him guilty on charges of smuggling, theft, and robbery. He was sentenced to 11 years and 3 months in prison. He was also fined 16,000 yuan, about $2,500 and awaiting deportation. The suspect was known for good behavior in jail. He was commended for a total of 14 months and was due to be released in August 2023. After just 1 year and 10 months, he would be a free man. So why did he escape? Usually, those who go to prison face despair for the rest of their prison life. The closer the release date, the more hopeful prisoners would be. But for North Korean defectors, the opposite is also true. As the release date approaches, the fear of death increases, because being released from a prison in China means being taken to North Korea. And if you are taken to North Korea, you will be charged with deserting the country. This means that the chances of going back to a North Korean prison are very high. In North Korean prison, life is much harder than in Chinese prisons. Days spent in a Chinese prison could as well be considered as heaven. Being taken straight to North Korea means that the number of days left on your life could be determined by the number of days you serve in prison. Chinese prisoners get enough food and sleep, which North Korean prisoners don't in their poor, terrifying spaces. He escaped from prison at a time when his release date was getting closer. He must have thought that as the day approached, he'd soon be deported to a North Korean prison. He couldn't accept it and risked his life to escape. Just like Joo Hyeon-geon, who escaped from the prison and is currently a hot issue in China, it is known that there are many imprisoned North Korean defectors in China. In July of this year, the number of North Korean prisoners in Chinese prisons facing deportation was around 50 in number, and they were repatriated all at once. Afterwards, did North Korea show any remorse to those defectors? Quite the opposite. Because they had escaped from North Korea, they were locked up indefinitely, and this shows North Korea's will to kill. The North Korean defectors in prison who know the inside story believe that your release date feels more like your execution date. After China shut down all the cross-border relations with North Korea due to COVID-19, North Korean defectors are not actively being sent back to North Korea. The current number of North Korean defectors in many Chinese prisons is not known, but it is believed that the number is higher than it has ever been. North Korea executes all of those who escape from North Korea. So why do these things keep happening over and over again? In the end, it shows how wrong the Kim's family's rule is. It also means that the life is hard enough that people are willing to run away from their country. In the mid-90s, in the early days of mass defection, Chinese citizens showed much pity and helped North Korean defectors a lot. However, the current situation of the North Korean defectors is marred by hard feelings, or rather ill feelings, which takes away any sympathy. When people see a North Korean defector, they don't hesitate to report them. The North Korean defector Joo Hyeon-geon, who became an issue, he could not endure all the hardships of life, and eventually he was imprisoned for committing a crime. The North Korean coal mining village where Joo Hyeon-geon lived is famous for hard work and harsh conditions. When someone gets to a point where they can't live, they risk their lives to escape North Korea. But life in China must have been difficult as well. I am not advocating for heinous crimes he committed, but we must not forget what drove him to that brink. It was all caused by the North Koreans' wrong politics. Joo Hyeon-geon has not been caught yet. Where has he disappeared to? As the release date approaches, North Korean defectors live in constant fear of death. More North Korean defectors than ever before are trapped in Chinese prisons, agonizingly gripped by the fear of death. In the wake of Joo Hyeon-geon's jailbreak, we hope that China will not be indiscriminately arresting North Korean defectors. How was today's hot issue? We will see in the next video as we explore more interesting and shocking stories. Thank you very much, and please like this video and subscribe to our channel. See you soon.